Hey guys, welcome back to some more news-related videos. I'm here to talk about Bob Iger returning. But before I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for my videos and content. I would really appreciate that. I really would. Now, I don't know how many subs I have. My subs actually have been kind of increasing pretty well. So thank you guys for the people who are supporting my channel by subscribing. It really helps me out. Now, I will have another video. I was going to talk about this at the beginning, but I'll probably talk about a little bit of it here, but I'll go more into detail about what's been going on in another video. But you guys know, well, you guys don't know this, but I was gonna upload this video yesterday. I was gonna go ahead and try to upload the other one, but I didn't get to say everything I said because Mamaw came and we were going into town to the therapist. Because I had physical therapy and I had a dentist. So I could not upload this video. And I've been going through so much depression lately. It's getting really bad, it really is. But I'm going to talk more about that in another video after this one, because I have some things to say. But for right now, let's go ahead and talk about Bob Chapek getting fired from Disney. Yeah, this is actually bad, honestly. This is actually bad. I stated this in my last video. This is bad. So what happened though? Well, Bob Chapek was doing a horrible CEO. Also, before I continue on, I should mention this video will probably be longer. It'll probably be a lot longer than the normal videos. So hope you guys get the popcorn ready and dive into the video, because this will be a lot longer. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. But I'm going to get back to what I was saying. Yeah, Bob Chapek, though, was being a horrible CEO, and he was being a horrible CEO, and he was jacking prices up, and he had no idea what he was doing with the company. So, on Sunday night, he got fired. They fired him on Sunday night. Yeah, they fired him. And Bob Iger came back for a 2-year contract with Disney being the CEO. And I gotta say that's a bad thing. A bad thing for Bob Iger to come back. Now here's the thing. I've been looking at comments on YouTube, and people's videos. It's literally split down the middle. It literally is, with Bob Iger returning. A lot of people are frustrated that Bob Iger is returning, while some people are actually happy he's returning, because, you know, some people miss him and think he did a great job. Well, I gotta tell you guys right now, Bob Iger was a horrible CEO too. He was a horrible CEO. He may be able to run the company a lot better than Bob Chapek, because Bob Chapek literally had no idea what he was doing. I mean, he had no idea what he was doing. He was the one who got into the Florida business, like Florida, and he got, and then he had problems where he, was, telling people, telling his audience that animation was for kids only and all that. So he had some problems too. But Bob Iger is the one who drove this company into the ground. He drove this into the ground. He drove the Disney into the ground. What did he do? Well, But for starters, he kept buying up properties Disney did not need. Like Pixar was fine. Pixar was fine because Pixar was already, part of Disney in a way. See, in 1993 or 1995, I'm not sure which year it was, Pixar partnered up with Disney. They partnered up with Disney. And by 2006, Disney decided to buy Pixar, which was a smart idea because Pixar was very good, and honestly, it was doing a lot better than the movies that Disney was pooping out in the early 2000s. Yeah, pooping out, But yeah, but they were making, they had Treasure Planet, and they had a lot of films. I don't know all of them that did bad, but a lot of them did do bad. I heard in the early 2000s, they weren't getting the numbers they were hoping for. But when Bob Iger came in 2005, in 2006, he bought Pixar. But the thing is, though, he would continue to buy up properties. He would continue to buy it up. He would continue to, buy up Marvel, then Lucasfilm, which is basically Star Wars. It's a Star Wars property, but it had some other films in it too. Like I think, what was that? There was a film called The Ugly Duck. I think it was The Ugly Duckling or whatever that was. It's Howard the Duck. It was Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck, I believe, was a Lucasfilm, I think, but I can't remember. So it's Indiana Jones, but Indiana Jones and Star Wars were the big ones with Lucasfilm. But he ended up buying that up, and then he bought Fox up. He bought Fox up in 2019. He bought Fox up. And buying Lucasfilm and Fox was a bad idea for Disney, especially 20th Century Fox, which I'll get to in a second. But Lucasfilm was a bad idea because they bought it up and had no idea what they were doing. And that was Iger's watch. Iger was the one who bought Lucasfilm up. And he had no idea what he was doing with the company. Now you could argue that Kathleen Kennedy is in charge of Lucasfilm. She's in charge of Lucasfilm. She's in charge. But there's higher ups with Lucasfilm, because Lucasfilm is owned by Disney. So Bob Iger is higher up than Kathleen Kennedy is. And the thing is, the people are saying, too, in the comments, I read some of them, and people are saying that maybe Bob Iger will fire Kathleen Kennedy. Well, he didn't fire her when she was doing a shitty job when he was still, the CEO of Disney back then, so I don't think he's going to do that now. Nothing's really going to change. And then we got 20th Century Fox, which is 20th Century Studios now because they dropped the Fox logo. And that was the nail in the coffin there. That was the nail in the coffin. That is what destroyed Disney. That freaking destroyed them when they bought Fox. They overspent on Fox. They did. They overspent on it. When Bob Iger bought Fox, he overspent. He overspent on Fox by spending $71 billion. That is way too much money for Fox. And they didn't get a lot of great stuff from Fox. They got a lot of Fox's leftovers. So they got a lot of Fox shows that have gone on way too long, and should have been canceled a long time ago. Like The Simpsons and Family Guy are examples. They've been going on too long, and they got those properties. And American Dad has kind of gone for a while too. Now, American Dad though is American Dad is basically it's actually still a good show of what I've seen, but it's also kind of suffered a little bit too. It suffered a little bit of seasonal rots. So yeah, they bought up a lot of that, and then they got the movie franchise too, which a lot of them have gone to hell. A lot of the movie properties, like the Home Alone franchise, the Alien franchise, and all that, they've gone to hell. They've gone to hell. And Disney got all of that. And what do? They make films. They decide to make sequels to those films that have done bad. So it clearly tells you Disney has no idea what they're doing with Fox either. And if you think that's bad, they also canceled a lot of films that were in production when they bought Fox. They canceled a lot of films. I think there was supposed to be it was either a Sims movie, there was a McDonald's one, I'm pretty sure, but there was a lot of films that were in production. I think there was also going to be something called a Mouse Guard, too, I think is what it was, Mouse Guard, and it's really hard to list all the films that were in production, but there were a lot of films that I heard were in production that got canceled, too, by Disney when they bought Fox. So there was a lot of films that got canceled. So they basically, Bob Iger basically, did that too. He basically bought up all these properties and had no idea what he was doing with them. Pixar was fine. Pixar was a smart move. But he kept getting greedy and kept wanting to own more and more properties. basically he wanted to buy all these properties up so he could, so there's no competition, basically, and that drove the company into debt. Yeah, in 2019, Disney lost several $billions because of freaking Fox. And then COVID-19 hit, and that's when he decided to drop down as the CEO, because he dropped down as the CEO because the COVID-19 was hitting, and he was worried things were going to get bad, so he dropped down as the CEO and put Bob Chapek in charge. Now, Bob Chapek was basically a puppet. He was like a puppet for Disney. He was basically the one standing there getting blamed for everything Bob Iger did. And a lot of people believe it. A lot of people believe that Bob Chapek did a lot of these things. Yeah, Bob Chapek did raise prices, but Bob Iger kind of did too. He kind of raised prices too. And then, a lot of the stuff getting canceled and stuff too, Bob Iger did the same thing too. So they both done similar things, including woke stuff. Woke. See, when Bob Iger also focused on woke too. He focused on making the company woker and focused too much on politics, just like Bob Chapek. So you guys see what I'm saying? Bob Chapek and Bob Iger have done the similar things. Now, Bob Chapek, though, had no idea how to run a company, period. He just got put in there, basically, to cover up all Bob Iger's shit that he did when he was the CEO. So Bob Iger wouldn't get blamed for all the stuff. Instead, Bob Chapek would get blamed for everything. And it's sad because people are going to believe him. People are going to believe him. And what's so bad about this is people are going to go back to spending money at Disney and stuff because people thought Bob Chapek was the cause of a lot of this stuff when Bob Iger was. Because that's the reason why a lot of people quit spending at Disney, is because they quit spending because Bob Chapek frustrated a lot of people. And that's not true. It's not all Bob Chapek's fault. He's not a great CEO either. He sucked too. He was a terrible CEO as well. But he didn't go buying up a lot of these properties that they don't need. And also, I believe too that Bob Iger was also the responsible one for removing Walt's name from the intros too. You see, when you watch movies like One or Zootopia or something, it just says Disney. It used to say Walt in pictures. It used to say Walt in pictures, but I think Bob Iger was the one that made that decision. I'm not sure why. It was something to do with the Muppets. I'm really not sure why they changed it. It's kind of disrespectful to the guy who created Disney himself, Walt Disney. But I mean, Bob Chapek, is going to remove the Walt name from Disney World too. So I don't know, but they both done a lot of horrible things. So Bob Chapek and Bob Iger are both pretty bad. Bob Chapek though was showing people what Disney really was. The bad thing is because he was put in charge, a lot of the crap Bob Iger did was blamed by him. People blamed Bob Chapek for. So yeah, but the thing is, people are going to go back to Disney again in Disney Plus because Bob Chapek is gone, which is kind of sad because it's not all Bob Chapek and Bob Iger both have done the same things, but Bob Iger has done a lot more with buying up useless properties and all of that, and it's just a mess. It is an absolute mess. It really is. It really is, and a lot of people are starting to wake up that Bob Iger was part of it too. But it's taking time. It's taking a lot of time, and a lot of people even now are still thinking A lot of people are still thinking that Bob Iger was a better choice to replace Bob Chapek or something, because people are praising in the comments that Bob, like on Vil, no against for my YouTuber I watch, Vil, who talks about news and stuff, but he was praising that Bob Chapek was gone, and I didn't watch the whole video, so I don't know what he thought, but I read the comments, and a lot of people in his comments were praising that that Bob Iger was coming back as the CEO, but then there were some people in the comments that were actually saying that Bob Chapek, well, Bob Iger was bad too. So it's starting to get pretty bad, and at this point, I gave up on Disney. I gave up on them. I have. They're not getting any better. They're really not. They're just not as good as they used to be, and I don't think they're gonna get any better. Unless Bob Iger fixes the mistakes that he did, which he could, who knows, because he could try to make himself look good by make himself look good, but I doubt he's gonna make himself look good, because if he were to make himself look good, he would stop with the politics. He'd bring back 2D animation, because I believe that he was I'm not sure if he was the whole reason why 2D animation was gone, but I'm pretty sure he had a lot to do with shutting down the companies that produced 2D animation. But he could bring back 2D animation from Disney, because that's what made Disney so great originally with its animation. Now everything's like CGI and live action. He could also, he also could sell Fox, because they have no idea what they're doing with Fox, and he bought Fox and wasted his money. But he's not going to do a lot of this stuff. Maybe bring back 2D animation, but I doubt he's going to do the other things, because at this point, Disney has gotten too far left-winded, and they've gotten to the point where they're not a stable company anymore, and Bob Iger's not going to fix any of this stuff. Heck, a lot of people are blaming a lot of bad movies that have been coming out too recently, but when Bob Iger was in charge back in 2019, there was a lot of bad movies that came out that year too. There was a lot of live action movies that were pointless, sequels and stuff. And now some people liked Frozen 2, but a lot of people also didn't like it as much as the original. So I don't know. I'm just at the point where I just want to see the company just burn to the ground, honestly. It's sad, too, because I used to like Disney. I used to like them and used to want to go to their parks. Now I'm at the point where I'm like a lot of other people, where I just want to see the company burn to the ground. I want Walt Disney's company to rest in peace, and it's not getting any better. It's getting kind of worse, and it's just at the point where I'm just tired of seeing this company go downhill. I want it to get better. I do. I want the company to get better. I want it to bring back animation, like I mentioned. I want to see 2D animation return, but it's not getting any better. It's just getting worse and worse to the point where like they're firing people who have different opinions on politics, and they keep buying up all these stupid properties, which, by the way, like I said in my past videos, I think they should just sell some of the properties. They don't need all these properties, but they'd rather shut them down and get rid of competition than, do that. But I don't know. But now Bob Iger's in charge. I'm not sure if Disney's going to shut Hulu down or not, because Bob Chapek was going to talk about shutting Hulu down. But I'm not really sure. But I know they shut down like Club Penguin and Blue Sky and all that, so I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. It's just things are not looking very good. Things are looking pretty bad, and heck, Bob Iger's like in his 70s too. This guy's in his 70s. He's old. He's an old guy. He's an old guy. I can't believe he's actually as old as I thought he was like in his 50s, maybe 60s. So no, this guy's in his 70s, so he's old, and he's still running the company. Now he's got a more stable mind than Bob Chapek does, but even then he's still not the greatest CEO. I think they should have hired someone else to take over the company, someone that can fix Bob Iger or Bob Chapek's messes. But unfortunately, Disney is at the point now where they've lost their ways, and they've hired Bob Iger to replace Bob Chapek, which, by the way, Bob Iger did a lot of things Bob Chapek has done, like making crappy live action movies and focusing on politics, and even removing Walt's name, which I think that's just disrespectful. Now I know with Disney World and all that, they were gonna keep Walt Disney himself was originally gonna make Walt Disney World Disney World, but with the movies and stuff, Walt's name has been in the movies for years. It has been in there for years. By 2011, they dropped his name and put it just Disney. They say it's something to do with the Muppets, but I'm not really sure why. I think they just did it because they felt like doing it, because it's not really Walt Disney's company anymore. But I don't know. But I think this company is just dead at this point. It's dead. I don't think it's going to get any better. Maybe in the future it could. But right now, I just gave up on them. I gave up on them. I refuse to spend any of my money at Disney anymore. I'm just basically just done with them. And a lot of people are the same way. I've read comments. I read tons of comments. And it's basically, it's going back to where it was in 2019, where it's split. Where Disney is split, the audience is split, and I don't think it's gonna get any better, honestly. It may go back down again when more and more people are starting to get fed up with Disney, because people are aware that Disney destroyed Lucasfilm and Fox. So I don't know. I don't know what to really say though. But I don't know. But let's have to see what happens, I guess, with Bob Iger in charge. But I doubt things are going to get any better. I think it's just, Disney's just gone at this point. It really is. And it's just sad. But I don't know what else to really say. But I'm probably going to go ahead and let this go. And I'll make my video right after this one uploads. I'll make another video talking about what's been going on with my depression and stuff. But, anywho, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos and content. And I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.